right, thank you for coming in, Miss Bourne. My name is Mr. Green. I just wanted to ask you a couple questions and see how your day is going. Um, how eventful was your day today? I know you kind of told me a little bit beforehand, but I want to hear the full story.
Yeah. Well, it was very eventful today. It's not often that I have days like today. Today is my granddaughter's first birthday.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and it was really exciting for me. I got to get out the house and enjoy her birthday with her amongst her other family members. My
Okay.
son and his girlfriend, they came up from another part of Virginia and they partake of the party also.
Oh, okay. It sounds like, of course, every day isn't your granddaughter's birthday, but it sounds like you don't really get to get out often. You don't really get to see these people, and that seems to be what brings you joy. As far as reconnecting with people you haven't been around for a while, and just celebrating as a family.
Yeah, you're correct in assuming that because what's going on now with me, I wouldn't say depression, but it's a lot different now. Um, I've had two biological children and a son that I raised from the age of 10 that's about to be 21.
Hmm.
And he just left the nest. The last one just left the nest and went into the army. And I'm visually impaired for the last, I'll say, about 25 years now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and I'm used to being able to have some type of independence. And now with this pandemic, it's really gotten um, to the point where I'm basically isolated from even the small little tasks I used to can go out to do in public, like the store, even with someone. I don't want to expose anyone, and I don't want to be exposed. So, you can't touch, you can't do this. Normally, I have someone leading me around, and it's just different. And I don't have my own sons here to do it with me.
Oh, okay. So what are some of the things that you like to do? You seem like an outgoing person. Even with your limited sight, it seems like you like to get out and do things. What are some things you like to do?
Yeah, well, I would love to just enjoy the day. We have these beautiful days that you can go walking or just simple things. That's the thing that bothers me the most, the simpler things in life that I really not getting to enjoy as much as I would like to. Smelling the ocean breeze. All my senses, my heightened senses are my sense of smell, touch, hearing, or they take over for my sight. And
Makes sense.
yeah, they're really heightened. I mean,
Like how heightened we talking? Like
I
if I was whispering something in the other room, would you be able to hear
yes,
me?
yes, if it's loud
Man.
enough. Yeah, so I mean, but I appreciate the little bit of sight that I do have. I have more than others and less than most. So I have to be grateful for what I do have. But I miss the sense of communicating and interacting with people.
Hmm.
The type of jobs I've had in the past, I was in communications, dispatcher 911, and I thrived in those type of fields. Accountant, that was pretty lonely, but
Hmm.
I I loved it. I still got to interact with people. Right now, I just sometimes I don't feel needed, and
Hmm.
that kind of brings me down a little bit.
Okay, so what I'm getting is you're a very strong-minded individual. and you like to be independent, but you're not feeling that you're needed, which kind of skews your, I guess it skews your mood a little bit as far as what you need to do. Now, where is the balance in between those two, as far as finding what to do and when you're needed?
Well, I'm kind of bold.
Okay.
I'll say
Bold.
I'm bold.
All
I
right.
can only be bold with those who let me be bold.
Okay.
My sons, they do know how much um, knowledge I have in finance.
Finance. Okay.
And I try to put that into them so that they'll know exactly. I haven't been to school in years, but some things just stick with you forever.
Mm-hmm.
And I saved my sons quite a bit of money by some of the things that I do for them, and I'm teaching them in the process. They pay their own bills now.
Oh
you
yeah,
know?
definitely.
Yeah, no, I'm not there with them like that. They make good money. Both of them are really self-sufficient, but when they're young, they're still young. They're 28 and 26, and the 28-year-old has my grandbaby, him
Yeah.
and his wife.
Okay.
Yeah, and they're excellent children. Well, young men. They're young men now. I have to get out of
They're
that.
always gonna be your children.
Yeah, they definitely will.
I don't have any children of my own, but I know my mom. She always says that.
Yeah. It's nothing like seeing the protege. So yeah, and that's what I also miss. I miss the person that was like so much like me and took it to the next level, which was my brother. He passed away about it's been like 10 years now, and he
Okay.
was young. He had a blood clot rise to his heart, and my brother, he was the best. He was absolutely the best. I taught him. I'm 3 years older than him, and he um he hung on my every word for a long time, and he wanted to learn. He was like an absorbent sponge, and he got skipped in school. My brother, before he passed, was a millionaire. He Anything he wanted to do, he would learn how to do it to the best of his ability. He went in the Air Force. He came out. He worked for the post office. He had many jobs. If he wanted to travel, he worked for a travel agent so he can get reasonable rates. He worked also for a lawyer. He had so many jobs. Then he got his real estate license and started buying up property. He was a young man doing all of this. He was determined. And I don't find that in a lot of people, but my sons, they're patterning themselves after their uncle. He was just the best, and I really miss that in him. I really miss that, and now I'm seeing it. These are the things that bring me the joy. My sons, they're go-getters. They're very strong-minded. They can't be swayed here or there, and that's rare to find in 26 and 28-year-olds. So
Yeah, and I see that you kind of get emotional
yeah,
when you were talking about that.
yeah, it's
But
really.
you can tell that you took that emotion and you invested the qualities that you saw in your brother into your
Yes,
children.
yes, I
So
definitely did.
that's definitely, and I believe that might have been one of the ways that it helped you grieve, as far as losing him. As far as keeping his spirit alive, keeping his work drive alive in your kids.
Yeah.
So that's a great way to grieve if that's what you needed at that time.
Yes, I think about him often, and I look at them. They were like 18 and 16 when he passed, and he bestowed a lot of knowledge in them at that time. They saw a man, taking care of his family.
Yeah, that was my next question. How much interaction did they have with him?
Oh wow, they love their uncle.
Mm-hmm.
My youngest son, he was always in competition with him, like it's sports wise. And then my oldest son had a lot in common with him because he's a big guy.
Okay.
But my brother, he was more into sports. He was a big guy, but he was into sports, so he stayed um, pretty healthy.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, it was something to see. But they were watching more than what I knew, apparently. And then I didn't let them just be lazy. You know, the youngest son was into sports in high school, and the way that I raised them.
You need to answer that?
Excuse me for 1 second. I'll see what it is.
All right, we're back. You don't have to apologize. You know,
Yeah.
I totally understand. You get phone calls, so sometimes you gotta take them.
Yeah.
And you seem like the type to check on everybody, so when they call you back, you definitely want to be able to answer that.
Yeah, I definitely do.
So back to what we were talking about. It seems like you are a very strong-minded, passionate, and as well as you're connected to your family. You invest yourself into everybody else. But what are you doing for yourself as far as self-care?
Well, I leave myself in the hands of the Lord. He's been a part of my life. He's been my crutch. He holds me up. He speaks to me in ways that really no one else can. I get it. When the light comes on, I just get it. And that's why I don't really feel lonely most times, because out of nowhere, he'll send something for me to do or someone for me to talk to, or just him. He'll have something to say to me. I'm not a very, I'll say, religious fanatic, but I know when I know what I know. I know when he speaks to me. I know I'm to obey what he does say, and I've been so blessed in just listening and bringing forth his word.
Okay, so you definitely use your time to connect spiritually with the Lord, and that brings you happiness.
Yes.
And with you being obedient, it brings you whatever you're missing as far as your needs, as far as whether you need to go to the store. Somebody may knock on your door one day, actually take out the trash.
Yes.
Trash taken out.
My needs are definitely met.
Yes.
I'm not without. I don't feel like left out of the loop at all. And now I have this new grandbaby, and there'll be plenty to do now.
Mm-hmm.
There'll be plenty.
I'm pretty sure that brings you a lot of joy.
Yes, it does. It definitely does. She's more than 4 or 5 people can handle at one time.
Oh, man.
Just turning 1. Imagine those terrible 2s.
Oh, man.
They're coming.
Hope you getting a lot of rest that night.
Yes.
And I know she come through like a ball of energy.
And
good.
that's one thing that I don't worry about it, because I feel like our Heavenly Father will watch over me while I'm with her. I got a little nervous thinking about just being just alone with her once she starts walking. She's not walking yet. I told my son and my daughter-in-law in the beginning, I'll watch her every day, really, until she starts walking. But now I'm feeling a little bit more confident in being able to watch her now that she's getting ready to start walking.
So where did that confidence come from?
I don't know. It must be, it must be embedded in my spirit, because I feel like I could do it. I feel like I'm not alone watching her. I feel like nothing will happen to her. I may be wrong, but if I don't feel safe, if I feel like I can't do it, I will let them know.
Mm-hmm.
Even like from the first day, if any little thing goes wrong,
Yeah.
I'm gonna say, well, I thought I can, and it may not work like this. We're gonna have to find another way to do this.
Well, that's
You
good
know.
that you have that honesty.
Yeah.
I believe you can do it. I don't even know the baby, but it seems like your heart is in the right place.
Yeah, it definitely is.
It's always a path for you.
Yeah.
But there's only one way to find out.
That's the only way. That's the only way. Get out there and try.
Yeah.
Get out there and try.
So what other what I call natural supports in the community or in your neighborhood have you connected with to try to fill those needs as well as maybe support when watching your
Well, I
granddaughter?
do have someone that comes in. It's called a companion through the Department of Social Services, and they're geared to come help with 3 hours a week, 1 day a week. So if needed, I could just get her on that day. It could be different days of the week, but she's an older person. But I don't know how long I'll have her because I'm asking her when does she think she's gonna hang up her heels,
Oh, okay.
because she's getting, she's 74 going on 75, so we can't connect in the store much because she has ailments herself
Okay.
with her legs, her knees, and I normally hold the back of the cart when I go up. Everyone knows that I hold the back of the cart, and they pull me around the store, and I pretty much know everything what I need. I still maintain my independence by cooking, cleaning. There's certain things I don't want anyone doing for me because that takes something away from me,
I got you.
and I enjoy doing those things for myself. And besides that, with a visually impaired person, they'll put something down one place and I'll remember where it's at. And if someone comes behind me and not on purpose moving it, and then I'm thinking, "Ugh," like I lost it when I really didn't. They may have moved it, so
So you got everything set up to where you know where it's at.
yeah,
You know your pathway.
pretty
You
much so.
know your house. So that's
I get along better even in the dark than most people because I know every inch and every step and every lift, every rug. I can easily get around here in the dark.
Wow. So if the lights went out, you'll be able to find out, or you will be able to know where to go, how to get to certain things.
Right. But hopefully now I've purchased a
Okay.
generator.
Okay. You have to worry about that then.
Yeah, it better kick on too. My son that went in the army, he wanted me to get something like that because he was worried about me. This is the young man that I raised. And
Okay, I was about to say, you told me about the first one.
the first
with
and
the
the
daughter,
second.
and then the second one.
Yeah, and this one I've raised since like 2009 or 10.
Oh, okay.
And he's my heart also.
Miss Borum, you're a service provider.
Yeah, I guess so. I'll provide whatever service is
You
needed.
doing positive for the community.
yeah, but he's a part of me because just his upbringing alone was intense for a child to have to go through some of the things that he went through. And he came to me at a time when I prayed for something to do and someone to help and someone to help me because I was going through a divorce and I had lost my brother and I was just devastated and lost, and I just needed someone, and then his little face came to the door.
Oh, okay.
And it was like my prayers was answered, and I've gone through some things with him. Boy, oh boy, have I gone through some
I'm pretty
things
sure you did with everybody.
Well,
You
more
raising
so
three
him.
boys,
More so him because he wasn't ready for our lifestyle. The parenting that I always did was the same parenting that I had from my mom. We had to earn whatever we got. It wasn't just handed to you because you wanted it. It didn't go that way. You had to bring good grades in. You had to do your chores. You had to be respectful. You know, you had to be well rounded. And when he came, he didn't know how to do any of that. You know, he was rather sneaky when he first came because he didn't know that he can earn those things. So
Yeah.
he was taught, and he had two good role models. His brothers here, he had two good role models, and he's turned into just such a man now. He's only 20, going on 21, but I tell you, he is a whole 180.
That sounds like iron sharpens iron, and
Yeah.
you know, once you plant a seed, the community cultivates it.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what it did. That's exactly what it did. You know, he was a little quirky, and he had a learning disability, but now it's just like he's flourishing out there. He went on
Okay.
in the service, and he had gone through some things. He didn't know what he wanted to do. He knew he didn't want to go right back to school, so he had to find his way. And now he's so worried about me, though. That's what I just need him to stay focused on his task. And I'll see him soon, and I call him often, and he calls me often now. So that's a good thing, to put his mind at rest that I'm all right.
Okay, yeah.
Because he's taken care of me for so long. It's been just him and I. The other two have been out the house for at least, I'll say, 6 and maybe 10.
Oh,
6
yeah.
and
So he's
10
a little
years.
younger.
Yeah, he's like 20. Then you have the 26, and then you have the 28
Okay.
year old.
Well, it seems like you're well supported, and whichever angle you look at it, you got people in the community that's looking out for you. You got your sons that always check in with you. You got your granddaughter that I'm pretty sure is going to be a little spoiled thing.
Yeah,
Because it seems like she got the same support that everybody else had. So that's great. Well,
Yeah.
thank you for your time, Ms. Borum.
Thank you
Hopefully
so
we can have
much.
another
Thank
session pretty soon.
Yeah,
You know,
hopefully
I
so.
enjoyed
I
it.
really enjoyed. I
Yes,
like
indeed.
interacting with people. You seem like a nice, well-rounded young man. I'm sure your mom is proud of you.
Thank you. I really appreciate that.
Anytime.
All right, have a good day.
You too.